Teachers, where we talk all about the parts of teaching that no one's pretty much warned you about in uni, including the financial ones. I'm Mel, and in today's episode, it sort of touches on a few things that I may have touched on before, but this one's for the teachers who love their job but are sick of feeling like their passion is being used as an excuse not to be paid properly. So we're talking money stress, the rising cost of living, and why teaching feels like one of the only professions where caring deeply somehow means getting paid less. So, if you've ever looked at your payslip and thought, this is not enough for what I do, you're not alone. And today we're unpacking the real emotional toll of the financial pressures that we have on us as a teacher. So, the reality of getting underpaid for what we do. Let's just break it down. Teaching is not 9 to 3, and we all know that. The unpaid hours are intense. Our evenings, our weekends, our holidays we spend planning, the marking, doing PD. We are covering roles far beyond teaching nowadays. We're counsellors, we're social workers, we're nurses, we're conflict mediators, we're a whole bunch of things. And yet we still get told, oh, but you get all the school holidays. Oh, at least you've got a stable job. Teaching is a calling, not a career. Cool. Try paying rent with your calling. Sorry. We have a real emotional cost of this financial stress. When you're constantly worried about the groceries, the bills, the mortgage, whether you can even afford to go on a holiday this year during your holidays, it chips away at your sense of security and your self-worth. You might feel guilty spending money on yourself. Oh, and this is 110% me. I don't know about you, but I constantly feel guilt. This is a big money block for me, but feel guilty about spending money on myself. Happily go spend money on other people, but when it comes to me, it's got to be justified. So I have to work on that in my mindset. You might take on extra responsibilities just to feel like you're worthy of then wanting to earn more or move up type of thing. Or you judge yourself for even wanting more. I've done that too. But let me say this clearly. Wanting financial ease does not make you greedy. You are allowed to be paid well for the energy that you give because your energy is expensive. Caring deeply does not mean that you should sacrifice your own well-being. So, we're working on a bit of a mindset shift here. Passion plus pay equals possible. It's not either or. You can be wildly passionate about teaching and want more income. You can love your students and want to work part-time with better balance. You can be grateful for your job and your salary, but you can also advocate for a better pay. Gratitude is not a muzzle. You are allowed to want more without shame. Okay? I'm just trying to make that message clear. With all the stuff that's going on at the moment, I think it's just a very relevant and timely message. So things that have really helped me to shift my money story. Well, this year, in general, I've really started working on my money mindset and it's been an absolute game changer. So here's what's helped me. Daily abundance affirmations. I deserve overflow. I am safe to receive more. I'm tracking what I do have instead of obsessing from what's missing. I've celebrated unexpected income, even if it's small. It is just proof that I'm magnetic and stuff comes to me. That's just a bit of a saying for me anyway. I've started, and I'll talk more about this in another episode, but some aligned side hustles and investing in my own personal growth and getting honest about spending and savings and having a bit of clarity around that. And that's been giving me back power. I've realized that the more that I believe that I am worthy of wealth, the more opportunities just flow back in. So let's make this practical for you. This week, I want you to try one or a couple of these. Start tracking every dollar that comes in, even the random ones. This can mean if you have like a coffee card and you get a free coffee after 6 coffees, that is free money because you didn't have to pay for that other coffee. That's free. So you can claim that on your tracking sheet that is money coming in because you didn't have to pay that. Another one you could work on. I want you to write down 3 things that you would love to be able to afford without guilt. I have a very long list, but yes, just 3 things that you'd love to be able to afford without feeling that guilt. And then like affirm it daily. Money flows to me with ease. Money flows to me with ease. I'm a money magnet. Like you can start saying these things to yourself. You could research a side hustle or a passive income stream or anything like that. You could do something. I've got another episode coming out next week to talk a bit more about how that looks for you and how it looks for me. You might reframe a limiting belief. Okay. Like I never make enough money as a teacher. Teaching is just one way I serve. I'm open to other income sources. If you invest, that's an income source. Just be smarter and work harder. You don't have to, sorry, be smarter. You don't have to work harder. We just have to be smarter with how we're using our money to make it work for us as well. Because your worth isn't measured by your payslip. But let's be real, like being paid well does help. It creates space for us to actually rest, to travel, to have more joy, just to have more choice. It allows us to say no to burnout and yes to boundaries and putting those in place. I know this is a big issue at the moment across pretty much the whole of Australia, because that's where I'm coming to you from. So if you do listen from other countries and states and things, this is probably the same for you guys, that teachers are not getting paid what they should be getting paid. Because remember that we are shaping the next generation of children, like they're our students. We are helping to shape them. And I don't think that we can be replaced by AI. We have empathy and sympathy, and that's something that AI cannot do. And we can really tailor the learning for the students. Teachers are not replaceable, and we are essential. We were proven to be essential workers when it came through COVID. It was very evident that we were still needed beings. So this is very out and about at the moment because we're in the process of rewriting lots of the agreements for teachers. So that does mean that you will probably see teachers striking, because sometimes it's the only way that the message can be heard and we start to make it seen by other people in the public sort of arena. It's not that we want to do those things because we ultimately want to be there for the kids, but it's how we have to send a message, because it seems to be the only way to get a message through is if we don't turn up to do our job, then what are they going to do about it? And that's the sad but harsh truth of the matter. But how else do we get a message across that everyone seems to be getting these pay increases, but we're not getting them? And I know that I'm married to someone who gets pay increases and extra bonuses, and he gets paid for the hours that he works. And if he does extra, he gets double time. Like, all this extra coming in and overflow for him because he's appreciated for the energy that he's putting back in. And I will constantly get home and he say, why are you doing that? You're not getting paid for that. But it is because that's part of my why, and I choose to do those things to make things more engaging for the kids. But wouldn't it be nice if you got that little bit more just to make that cost of living a little bit easier and we had that solid income coming in? When we feel appreciated, obviously we start giving back more. That's just how the world unfortunately works, because our energy is expensive and we need to be appreciated for actually giving that energy, because you're not just teaching, you're giving your heart, your energy, your time. It's a whole process. We are human first, but then we become teachers and we get into this teaching mode and it just all comes with it. But you deserve to be compensated in a way that reflects the value that you bring. So whether you're budgeting better, or setting some new income goals, or manifesting your next opportunity, just remember that I'm here cheering for you, because I'm probably in the same shoes as you at the moment and going through the same things. And just remember that I'm walking alongside you in this process and doing what I can to help others. So if this episode, I know it was only a short one, but if this episode lit a fire in you, just share it with your teacher besties. Share it with people that you think need to hear this message. Tag me, Aligned and Thriving for Teachers. Tell me, what's your next money move? Are you going to invest some money here and there? There's some really good apps for that. There's a podcast too, She's on the Money. If you listen to her, I think it's by, I've also got the book Investing with She's on the Money, Victoria Devine. If you listen to her podcast, she gives some really great advice on some really simple investing tips and some apps that you can get to help you start investing. That might be something for you. You might get some ideas, but this is where we're at the moment. Just do what you can. And I feel for all of you who are in that position where you have to do things like strike. Just remember that we are doing this to support our future selves. And although it may be disruptive for a day or two, if it's the way that we get the message across, just remember that we're not doing it to the students, we're doing it for the students and for ourselves, because we are valued, not just for what we do, but for all the stuff we do for other people, I guess. I just wanted to make that clear. So until next time, I hope you guys stay aligned and keep thriving. Remember, I appreciate everything that you do because you are amazing and you're doing an amazing job. So, yeah, stay empowered, stay abundant, and stay thriving. And I'll talk to you again next time. Bye, guys.